in the small, quaint town of Whippersnack, where cobblestone streets whispered tales from centuries past, life rolled by as gently as the sea on a calm day. The crowning glory of Whippersnack wasn't its lush greenery or its buttery pastries that could persuade even the most stringent diet devotee to indulge. No, it was the Whippersnack Library, an imposing structure of stone and wisdom, presided over by one peculiar librarian, Ms. Eliza Quibble. Miss Quibble, a spry woman with hair as tangled as the vines of an ancient ruin, was not known for her organizational skills or her quiet demeanor, which one might expect of a librarian. Instead, she was renowned for her infectious laugh that bubbled through the library's corridors like a mischievous ghost. Those who visited the library were initially taken aback, for one does not expect to hear laughter echoing amidst the stern company of literary giants. However, it was this laughter that drew visitors far and wide, transforming a simple library visit into a delightful escapade. One crisp fall morning, when the leaves painted the ground in fiery hues and the air smelled of impending frost, the townsfolk noticed an unusual silence cloaking their beloved library. Concerned, a group of regulars led by the town's baker, Mr. Pumpernickel, and the florist, Mrs. Daffodil, decided to investigate. They crept into the library, which seemed to hold its breath, the books snug in their shelves bearing witness. Inside, they found Miss Quibble at her desk, poring over an old, dusty tome. Contrary to her usual jovial self, her brow was furrowed in concentration. The group approached cautiously, not wanting to disturb her solemn study. "Miss Quibble, whatever is the matter?" Mrs. Daffodil inquired with a frown. "We've never seen the library this quiet." Miss Quibble looked up, spectacles perched at the edge of her nose, and sighed. "Ah, my dear friends, I found this ancient book hidden in the attic, and it's a diary that speaks of a curse laid upon this place long before it became a haven for books." The townsfolk gasped, and whispers fluttered like restless birds. A curse? In their tranquil little library? Mr. Pumpernickel, ever the skeptic, chuckled. "A curse? Come now, Miss Quibble, surely you jest." With a mysterious twinkle in her eyes, Miss Beck Quibble shook her head. "Oh, it's no jest. The diary speaks of a silent spell cast by a wayward sorcerer who was shushed one too many times. It says that every century, for one whole day, the library must surrender its sounds lest chaos reign." The townsfolk exchanged uneasy glances. "But what can we do?" asked little Timmy, the shoemaker's son, his voice barely a whisper. Miss Quibble closed the book and stood, her usual bright self returning. "Fear not, for there is a remedy. All we need is what this town has in surplus: laughter and goodwill." And so the townsfolk set about lifting the curse the only way they knew how. They shared stories, recounted amusing tales, and filled the library with peals of laughter. Little by little, the sounds seeped into the nooks and crannies, swirling around bookshelves, dancing over desks, until the library hummed with life once more. As the sun began to set, casting golden hues through the stained glass windows, the laughter culminated in a burst of energy that seemed to shake the very foundations of the library. Miss Quibble clapped her hands, delighted. "You see, we've done it. The curse is lifted, and all it took was a little cheer." From that day on, every century, the townsfolk gathered at the library not in fear, but in celebration of the Day of Laughter, ensuring that the heart of Whippersnack, their beloved library, never lost its spirit. And as for Miss Quibble, she learned that even a curse could not dampen the powerful legacy of joy and community spirit, preserved within and between the leaves of her cherished books.